Welcome to Advanced Perspective. This is your boy Boogie 45. How y'all feeling today? Check it. I heard Conway got a new freestyle out, man. I see him playing with that new Drake production. So let's get into it, man.
I heard you paint houses. You know? Look, flicking through pages of Wallow's news literature, dreaming of being free over a bottle with a prisoner. Fans stopped me in traffic to get my signature. I remember when all of this shit was just a wish was. I did a lot of reflecting when I spent last summer in Greece, thinking if it wasn't for Griselda, what would I?
Speed is fire. You know what I mean? Speed is fire. And trust me, I'm still going through that Drake album right now. I'm taking my time with it, though. But I'm finding some joints on there, though. Let's get back to it.
Or maybe what would Griselda be if it wasn't for me? I used to want the rap glory, now all I want is my peace. Dinner with Hov, he told Dog, give your brother a piece. I seen it in his eyes right then, he don't want me to eat. Don't even get the credit for the work.
You heard that? You heard that? I think he's talking about West Side Gun. Just saying, though. That's what it sounds like. Let's go back just a little bit. Let's pull it back just a little bit.
Maybe what would Griselda be if it wasn't for me? I used to want the rap glory, now all I want is my peace. Dinner with Hov, he told Dog, give your brother a piece. I seen it in his eyes right then, he don't want me to eat. Don't even get the credit for the work that I done on the beats, not to mention the money that was clipped and the other deceit. Put smut on my name and shaded me like I'm under a tree. Made people believe that the person who bugging is me. A lot that I could say, but I'm never the one that'll speak. I just wanna be free. Yeah. You know? Free. I had to talk with my peoples about a procedure I heard about that could fix my face with the acupuncture needles. She said that still wouldn't change the way that I see you. You always know what to say when I need you.
This is my top guy from Griselda. Shout outs to the whole Griselda, but this is my top guy right here, you heard?
Free. The dinner at Simon's in Zurich. Security follow the Urus. Flawless diamonds, minds at the purest. Shout out the purest. Love. Still got a bunch of work to do to complete the plan. As you can see, it's hard work just to be the man. Everybody love me when I'm lit on the street again. They want a verse the only time that my phone ring a damn.
And he will be at Summer Jam this year. So I definitely will be pulling up.
Just finished doing 7, he free again. C's walking down 12, he about to be free again. Almighty did 2 years, a case that he beat again. Roots picking shit, we mobbing with Jay-Z again. People asking where your homie Chad, I don't see your man. I had to cut ties, he was stealing from me again. Somebody sent the money for a feature from me again. He tucked it in his pocket soon as it hit his greedy hands. Avoiding me and ghost people, can't even be a man. I should've wilded out on the nigga, put feet in hands. But honestly, I'm thankful, homeboy, cause I'm free again. Yeah.
He playing with this beat right here.
Free. Free. No.
Sound like Erykah Badu on the hook though.
That's all I need. No. I'm free, nigga. I'm free, baby.
Alright. This is a fairly new freestyle, so it might be on the net, it might not, you know what I'm saying? You know, you could probably catch it on other platforms, but I haven't seen it on YouTube yet though. But let's take a flashback. Now, he said he sat down with Hov and with him and West Side Gun. And Hov was like, yo, give him a piece of the company. Your man putting work in, and he going above and beyond the Call of Duty. Why not give him some equity in the company? Because see, Hov is a billionaire. He know how important it is to have a team. You know what I'm saying? But he said he looked in his eyes and some wasn't really with it. We really got to say nothing. Eyes tell a lot. You feel me? Let's go. Let's take a flashback real quick. All right. So this is back in 2022. Conway the Machine admits he didn't read Griselda contract. Now that Conway is a free agent, he's reflecting on the mistakes that he made and the lessons he learned when it comes to signing contracts. While chopping it up with the Breakfast Club, he revealed that he signed a contract to Griselda Records without even reading it. When we did that shit in the beginning, I really wasn't all the way. Man, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't even read the contract, bro. I just signed that shit and moved on. But unfortunately, the contract wasn't in my favor, he said. He later added that he didn't receive any money from the deal. Shady gave me some pocket change. I did 3 contracts with Shady, Interscope, and Griselda. I have no idea how it worked out for Westside Gunn and Benny the Butcher. That's why he got an issue with Benny, because he felt like they was in cahoots, which is I already figured. I just know how it went with me, which again, I'm okay with. I can sleep at night. I know what I did and how I kept it a buck, and how I kept it and how I rocked. Pardon me. Now you know it's the end. We dropped some beautiful music. Let's continue. Despite the mistake in his subsequent financial woes, Conway says he will avoid making the same errors in the future. He also made it clear that there's no beef with his former label, which he believes will work something. He believes he will work something out with. I trust it to be old business. That's what I trust now, said the Buffalo rapper. I trust me. If it all goes wrong, it's because I didn't read it. I wasn't involved. I wasn't hands-on enough. What did I do wrong? I look at shit like that right now. What can I have done to make it better? I ain't saying that to throw shots at nobody. It's all love. Conway the Machine first announced his split from Shady and Griselda during last month's appearance on the Bootleg Cat podcast. At that time, he revealed he was shopping around for new deals and said he would potentially be interested in re-signing with Griselda. Well, we know that ain't happening. But I think in this situation right here, man, when you mix friendship with business, people can take it personal. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that they all related, the connections is a little deeper. This is the person that you got to see all the time. You know, it's a difference when you do business with somebody and they a stranger, or not a stranger, but they not your friend. They not somebody that you got to see all the time unless you're doing business with them. But when they your family and you felt like you went above and beyond the call of duty, and then you feel like you was the one getting played in the situation while everybody was benefiting, it could make somebody feel salty. You dig what I'm saying? And I just hope them brothers work that situation out, man. You feel what I'm saying? But I just feel like moving forward to prevent this type of stuff moving forward, because they're a great group together. To me, they better together. You know what I'm saying? But to prevent this type of stuff moving forward, I feel like you got to separate friendship from business. You know what I'm saying? You can't blur those lines, because people can very much well take that personal, especially if they from the street and they don't really understand the music game. You know what I mean? And some cats move off of morality. Like if we brothers and I'm gonna help you build this, but split me be fair. You know what I mean? And most of the times it don't turn out that way. On verbally it might be one thing, but on that black and white, which can be held up in the courtroom, it's another thing. You see what I'm saying? And if you my homie or you my family, feel like on paper it should be the same way. You know, because I feel like people just wanted fairness. You see what I'm saying? Now, he does have to, on the flip side, he does have to own up to the fact that you signed the contract without reading it. You know what I mean? And that can cost you. But I think it's something that he learned from when he's moving forward. You know, but you can't think that it will make somebody feel some kind of way, man. It will hit somebody. That will cut deep when y'all sitting down with Hov, and Hov like, yo, You know, shit, you get your man some equity in that company, and your man looking like, I don't know about all that. And you know the work that you put into that company to make it what it is today. That could make somebody feel salty. You know what I'm saying? But moving forward though, man, shout out to all them brothers, man. I hope they're able to work that out. You know, Conway got drum work. And truthfully, I feel like Conway is one of the stronger artists out of the group that if he starts doing more R&B collaborations, he ain't gotta just do a whole bunch, but I feel like if he do a couple of solid R&B collaborations, man, he'll be out of here because he really know how to ride that beat. And I feel like he's more of a polished artist than Benny the Butcher and Westside Gunn. You see what I'm saying? Like he really honed his craft. I'm not taking nothing away from Benny, but I feel like Benny is not as polished as him. But Benny's a great storyteller. You see what I'm saying? And they all bossmen. They all, you know, definitely top tier with the lyrics. You feel me? But shout outs to them boys, man. You know, definitely got to pull up on Conway, man, and go see that performance. Him 38 Spesh. I'm gonna be out there at Summer Jam this year. It's a good lineup this year, so I definitely got to pull up. You feel me? All right, moving forward. Let's see, man. We got 38 Spesh. You say Jadakiss ducking. Let's get into that, man. All right, there we go. All right, so it's 38 Spesh right here.
They fans of the art. Some niggas gonna hear you and act like they don't or be scared to work with you.
Why you think they're scared to work?
Because we all know, we know how this shit go. You understand? So you know, it's some niggas that respect it and just gonna work with you because they fans of the art. And some niggas gonna hear you and act like they don't or be scared to work with you.
Why you think they're scared to work? Not with you, but why are those people scared to work with people that are...
Some people don't want to be outshined on the record. Like, to be honest with you, I did a record with Benny. He put in with Benny and Kiss, and I happen to have the best verse on the record. I smoked the record, and Kiss never did a song with me again. He never did a song with me again. He never did a song with me again. And I don't think he'll ever do a song with me again. No, being honest with you, the song called Sunday.
Kiss might have felt intimidated in that studio, man, up on that track. Kiss might have felt intimidated. I'm just saying, it's natural. It's natural to feel like that sometimes. You know what I mean? They're going to be people that's more hungry than you. That's just what it is. Let's get back to it, though.
School, like, and, you know, he told me, like, why you do that on that
and fair use
record? Like, everybody, it was the talk of that time. And I don't think it'll ever be a chance. You got a chance to come redeem yourself, Kiss. Come on. Come outside. Come outside, nigga. Come outside.
He talking
hey,
top
come
five.
outside. We talking top
right
five.
now.
We talking top five.
He talking the top
we talking
five.
Top five. Listen,
Right
you go play Sunday school.
I ain't never heard nobody talking top five
hey, yo,
like
hey,
that.
Yo, and that's a, hey, man. Hey, he been ducking me since. Like, I'm being honest with you. Yeah, that's how it is. He been ducking me since. It's, hey, man, it hurt. Y'all gonna have to reorder y'all top five, man. It's, it hurt.
My God.
Y'all gonna have to reorder y'all top five, my nigga. It's new niggas and it's new niggas in the building. Upstate is here.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That top five gonna have to get rearranged, man. You know what I mean? Like, we can't keep going off of old accolades no more, man. It's new sheriffs in town, man.
We can't have the same top five. We can't have the same top five.
That's Rochester.
No, when the top five is not going to change.
No, Rochester and Buffalo is not the same. He's Rochester.
It's not the same.
He's Rochester.
They're violent. They're violent. I'm from Rochester, nigga.
See, you ain't been up there. Syracuse different.
It's a difference, nigga.
Binghamton.
It's a difference.
Albany is different. It's different.
They fans of the art. Some niggas gonna hear you.
Yo, I feel like on the real, man, I already said it on a couple of episodes ago. Jadakiss is a lazy artist, man. He's super talented. But I just feel like for the amount of years that Jadakiss been in the game, it ain't been enough material for him. You see what I'm saying? And he's always been nice. Like I said, he's one of the, you know, top tier, you know what I mean, when it comes to the bars and all that, songs, all that. He's a well-rounded artist and an MC. But there's new MCs coming out, and they gonna really put you to the test on them tracks. Like, you feel me? Like, it just is what it is. Like, and I'm gonna say this right here, right? And I know it's already been said, but as far as New York go, upstate been holding it down, man, for New York for a minute now. We talking about, I would say, at least about a good 10 years. They embody the sound that made us all fall in love, that made the world fall in love with our music. You feel what I'm saying? And we gotta give them their props. We gotta salute them. They've been holding it down, man. They represent, you know, that gritty New York, you know what I mean? And with bars, hooks, all that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and then the thing is too, like, when you look at New York, like, I'm from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? But New York is bigger than the 5 boroughs. You know, you got upstate, you got Newburgh, you got Rochester, you know, where 38 Spesh from, you got Albany, Schenectady, Buffalo, Binghamton, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know, and it's rough out there. It ain't the same as the city. Understand that. You know, Long Island, let me not forget Long Island, because that's like the beginning of upstate. You feel me? And there's brothers out there hungry, man, that been getting overlooked for years. That's dead nice. You know what I mean? All it takes is one shot, one shot, or one group, or a few rappers to come out and shine the light on that city, and they gonna get their props, man. You see what I'm saying? Real talk. Like, upstate been holding it down for at least about a good 10 years, man. You know what I mean? You know, so it's about time they get their props, man. Real talk. You know, when you look at New York, the 5 boroughs, we still have a couple of, you know, lyricists out there, you know, Davies, Nems, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, even Uncle Murder, you know, we have our, you know, we got our lineup, but when you talk about the grittiness, man, I'm talking about not artists that been out. I'm not talking about artists that been out for a minute and already had a record there. I'm talking about artists that was underground and they starting to break through. We don't have as much artists that embodies what upstate embodies. You know what I'm saying? That embodies the flavor that made people fall in love with our music in the first place. We don't have too many artists like that, man. You know, everybody trying to go with, you know, what's the sound of today, or what's the, you know, the down south beats, and, you know, trying to, you know, the drill, but we got to stay original. We got to stay original to who we are. We can't keep chasing trends, because when you chase trends, I feel like New York City, we used to have our finger on the pulse of the game. And I feel like we kind of lost that by chasing trends. We want to do whatever's hot instead of sticking to what is native, is original to us. You see what I'm saying? And that's why it's not a lot of artists coming out of New York that's really putting it down lyrically. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I gotta, you know, shout outs to upstate New York, the whole upstate. You know what I'm saying? And you know, as far as Kiss, you know, there's gonna be people that's gonna want to take y'all spot. You know what I mean? Like, Griselda, it's like the new Locks, because, you know, you look at the Locks right now, you know, they put in their work. You know, they in semi-retirement mode. So who's gonna fill that? Who's gonna fill those shoes? Griselda, 38 Spesh, Ransom. You know what I mean? Rock Marciano. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a nice lineup coming from upstate that, yo, y'all spots is about to get took. Real talk. You feel me? Real talk. So at the end of the day, I just feel like with 38, you know, if y'all say y'all lyricists, y'all gotta get in that booth. And sometimes, you know, you can take up a lot of air in the room. You know what I mean? Especially when you dead nice. You know what I'm saying? Like you could take up a lot of air in the room, man. You know. But will Kiss come outside? That's the question. You know. I think Styles P, to me, the strongest artist out of D Block to me is Styles P. You know what I mean? Because with Kiss, it's like Styles P is equally talented. You see what I'm saying? But Styles P got more music out there. You know what I'm saying? He's more active as an MC. You know, he just dropped the project not too long ago. Dig what I'm saying? Like, so Styles P has always been my favorite artist out of, even though I got love for all of them. My favorite artist used to be Sheik, but when Styles P started really the Ghost in the Shell series and D Block and all that, when Styles P went on his solo shit, that really made me gravitate. Because Kiss, I know Kiss is the nicest out of the group, but at the end of the day, Styles P, he blazed a trail. He blazed the trail. And I gotta give it to Styles P. If Kiss made more music, then my focus would probably still be on Kiss. But Styles P made more music, man. You know, I ran through everything that Kiss made in no time. Styles P, it took a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just listening to everything they made on the playlist. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's gonna be new. There's gonna be new generals in this city, in this state, man. It's gonna be new generals in the state, man, and it's gonna be a new lineup. And I think it's about time that you know, because we got too many. You see, the problem is with New York City gets all the spotlight, but I feel like that spotlight needs to be shared with upstate rappers, because it's like we got the same old rappers just taking up space, man. You know what I mean? Like, listen, no disrespect to the all the guys that been doing it, the Fabulous, you know, the Jadakiss, the D Block, you know, Jim Jones, you know what I'm saying? The whole lineup from the city, man. Shout outs to all of them. But I feel like it's time for a new regime. And that new regime is coming from upstate. And we're gonna have to respect it. Real rap. We're gonna have to respect it. Everybody else had their time. It's time for them to move out the way. And there's a new regime coming. You see what I'm saying? So I want to see all these brothers, man, really, you know, stand on the forefront when it comes to this New York thing, man. They need to, you know, we need to pass them the crown and let them share, you know, share some of the spotlight, man. You feel what I'm saying? It's about that time, man. The spotlight need to be shined on upstate New York right now, you know. But I want to break some things down real quick. Get into my notes. Now, when it comes to 38, Conway, and Benny, right? I feel like each artist is they all nice. They all nice. They all got bars. You know what I mean? But each artist has pros and cons, right? Now, with 38 Spesh is a barsmith, right? But I want to see how you sounds on the R&B track. You see what I'm saying? Because like the thing is, well, let me just break this down real quick, right? The 38 Spesh is a barsmith. I want to see him on more R&B tracks. Some people say they don't like his voice, right? But sometimes you got to listen past that, because people say they don't like Lil Boosie voice, but a lot of Lil Boosie early music, I mess with. I mess with, you know what I'm saying? Because Boosie got a decent pen, you know what I'm saying? People can say what they want, but Lil Boozy got a decent pen, but getting back to the topic at hand, right? Conway, he has a more polished flow. Of course, he's a Barsmith, but I think what he's missing is also R&B collaborations. You know what I'm saying? I think 38 Spesh needs to be just a little bit more polished. You know what I'm saying? And switch up flows and shit like that. You feel me? Conway would go great if he get with the right R&B chick, though. We can't get with just anybody. You got to get with the, you know, like a Summer Walker, or let me see, shit. He could. I mean, I would say Sexy Red, but nah, I would say more of a Summer Walker, somebody that really know how to do their thing, a scissor. You know what I'm saying? Benny's a Barsmith. They all got bars, right? I feel like Benny's a great storyteller. You know what I'm saying? They all have these attributes to him, but I feel like Benny on the track sometimes he's a little too stiff. I don't feel like he's as polished. I don't feel like him and 38 is as polished as Conway. You feel what I'm saying? Not to say they can't get there, but this is my opinion. You know what I mean? He just dropped the R&B joint. It's pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? And I said, yeah, he you know, he on that. Okay. So I just, there's a video, matter of fact, that just came out. You know what I mean? And he did a video to go with the song. So that's dope. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull that video up. But the main thing is, right? I want to see these artists. I don't want to see these artists stuck at a certain level. I want to see these artists, because we need one more chances. You know what I'm saying? We need you know, we need our juicies, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we need our girls. You know, we need the songs that's going to open them up to a whole new fan base, to where the women even mess with them. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, when you look at it, you really can't play Griselda in the club. You know what I'm saying? Or in the lounge, I would say, because, you know, clubs is a little overrated now, but whatever. But you can't play Griselda in the club or the lounge. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you could play it riding in the car. You know what I mean? You could play it at a basketball game, you know, if y'all outside playing ball or whatever the case may be. Maybe y'all go to Rucker Park or whatever, they got some Griselda on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has its place, you know what I mean? But I feel like to expand and open them up to a bigger fan base, I feel like they need more collaborations. Not too much collaboration. They need the right collaborations. Because you don't want to spread yourself too thin as an artist, right? Right or wrong. So if they collaborate with some dope artists and make some dope music, you feel what I'm saying? I feel like it'll open them up to more of a mainstream fan base. You know what I mean? Because one thing I could say about Hov know how to balance the mainstream with the lyricism and everything. Like, he's a well-rounded artist. Say what you want about him, but he's a well-rounded artist. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like each one of those guys can have that same balance and maintain some mainstream success, as well as still be in tune with the underground. You feel what I'm saying? You know, so I want to see them go bigger, just in general. The artists that I like, I want to see them go big. I want to see them go major. You know what I'm saying? And people, you know, Griselda's very known. But and they do shows overseas, they do shows in the US, all that. But I feel like I want to see them on TV. You know what I'm saying? You know, we need new versions of the songs that, like, you remember, like, one thing I could say about Puffy, man. Puffy, you know, he knew how to put them collaborations together. He knew how to take dudes like Big and Mace and all them, and he knew how to, you know, put them with the right R&B collaborations to where they can, they can really shine. They can really open up a whole new fan base besides, the real hip hop heads that was really, after the bars and the slick wordplay and all that. You feel me? We need, Biggie had that bounce. Jay-Z got that bounce. Nas, not so much. You know what I'm saying? But hold on one second. Yo. Yeah, so hold on one second. Yeah, but Diddy knew how to take those artists from the street and make crossover records. That's the word I was looking for. He knew how to make crossover records, and I feel like if they could have more of a hold on New York music and be a little bit more mainstream, big and bigger artists and get bigger deals if they made those crossover records. They ain't gotta, like I said, they ain't gotta spread themselves too thin. They ain't gotta water it down. But if you see a good collaboration, I feel like you should go ahead and make that happen. Even if you gotta pay a little bread. Now, sometimes, I know Conway said he don't pay for features or whatever the case may be. But at least build a relationship with that artist so you can go in the studio and do what it do. You feel what I'm saying? But we need those records, man. We need those records, man. Those crossover records, they'll take it somewhere else. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like when you hear that R&B with that pain, oh man, it's just let this, like, say for instance, just look at the song I just played with Conway. You feel what I'm saying? Like, imagine if that was actually his song. That song would have been fire. And he was just playing with that beat. He ain't even like go crazy. You know what I'm saying? He was just playing with it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like with Conway, he is a way more polished artist, and I feel like he has a lot more potential to really take it up a notch. But he got to do some crossover records. You know what I'm saying? He got to do some cross. When I heard let's check the Benny joint out real quick. See if I can pull that joint up. What are we doing here? He all over the place. All right, there we go. Get this out of here, man. All right. I'm just gonna play a little bit of this, you know what I mean? I don't want to go too crazy with this. YouTube be tripping. 25. Fair use.
Benny, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. You keep doing this every single night. It's 6 o'clock in the fucking morning.
I feel like hearing this
Where,
shit right now.
where was you at?
I was out.
Out where?
Having a drink.
At 6 o'clock in the morning?
Yes. I'm back right now.
I didn't sign up to be a single mother, Benny.
Was you a single mother when I paid for all this shit? No.
What that gotta do? You gotta be present as a father, bro.
I'm here right now. Look. What you want? Look.
It's 6. You know what?
I don't feel like hearing this shit.
You know what? I'm yesterday.
Mother, you acting like
Now, that's Benny's attempt at a crossover record, right? But I need the chick on there singing. We need more of an R&B crossover. You know what I'm saying? But it's decent though. Y'all go check that video out on Benny channel. You know what I'm saying? It's decent, but I need more of a crossover record, man. You know what I mean? Like for real. And I feel like Conway, man, if he get the he got some good production, but he gotta like I want him to like broaden his horizons when it comes to like dealing with different producers, you know, seeing what they bring to the table, you know what I mean? You know, shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But you know, long story short, man, I want to see them brothers win, you know what I mean? Because hip hop is at a loss for talent. And that's why we got so much doo-doo coming out. You know what I mean? So I like to focus on the artist that's really putting in that work. You know what I mean? That's really putting in that work. I see artists that they started off with good music and then they start going to what's trendy. And then they lose their whole identity. I watched that happen with Roddy Ricch. Shout outs to him. But when Roddy Ricch came out with his original sound, he was golden. He was golden, man. Then he did the song with Nipsey, golden. I like this. It was a few mixtapes he had. I can't remember the name of the mixtapes. Don't quote me, but he had a few joints on his first projects. They was A1. You know what I'm saying? And it had a West Coast sound to it, but he was lyrical. He knew how to speak his mind on them tracks. But the minute he did that, I don't know if it was an album or mixtape, but he did a collaboration with Gunna. I was like, all Atlanta beats, and I'm just like, no, and there's no nod to Atlanta. You feel me? Because Atlanta got some artists that really made me, you know, sit back and take notice. You know, your Jeezys, your T.I.s, you know what I'm saying? And you know, et cetera, et cetera. But it was a sound that was coming out of Atlanta that was just a little bit overused. You would hear it in too many songs. Like, if that's an Atlanta sound, it's cool to play with the beat, maybe on a song or two. But when you do your whole album like that, I feel like you're taking away from your originality. And now Roddy Ricch is having a problem reconnecting with the people because he done got so far away from his original sound, trying to chase trendy sounds. And now, you know, he can't, it's the fans want the original sound because that's what made us fall in love with the music in the first place that he was putting out there. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like with you know, you have to still stay original to your sound, but you can do collaborations. You can, you know, broaden your horizons and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Like, real talk. And I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again, man. The game is lacking A&Rs bad, like really bad. You know what I mean? We need people in the game like Irv Gotti. You know what I'm saying? And what's Chris Lighty? You know what I mean? Well, Chris Lighty was a manager, but Irv Gotti, you know, and people like Irv Gotti, you know, strong A&Rs that know how to take an artist from the street and make them marketable, make those crossover records, make those records that street, but also have the crossovers like how DMX had How's It Going Down. That was a fire crossover record. And I feel like these guys possess that. You know what I mean? They just got to mess with different producers and shit like that to, you know, broaden their sound. You know what I mean? But furthermore, man, like I said, I got to tip my hat to Upstate. You know, we got new generals in town. It's a new regime. And I feel like New York City we got to support it and we got to embrace it. You understand what I'm saying? But I love this hip hop shit, man. You know what I mean? And I feel like the only problem is with hip hop, man, we got to raise the level of talent. People got to start putting me all into this shit, man, and stop half-assing it. You know what I mean? And it will have better music. You know what I'm saying? But spend my time today. It's your boy Boogie 45. From a fan's perspective, you can catch me here on this channel. And I'm out.